Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and to part one of the build for the C-47 Skytrain. Okay, so today we're going to be working on step one, which is getting all the cockpit and the base plate in place, and as well as different sections of the aircraft as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. So let's crack on. So I'll just put that there. Okay, now get frame A out, which is this one. I'm just going to move a few bits and pieces out the way out the way for a minute. And I'll get my sprue cutters and we'll I think this is going to be one for the craft knife. Okay, so bear with. Okay, right. There, right. Get that out of the way, and then we can just use I think I need to get myself a new cutting mat, but I can't see anything there. Right, there's that. So we've got our base plate. Now then, we want, before we actually get our next part, we want some glue out. And I'm just going to get some of this. There we go. There we go. Right. Now then, we want part 9B, so we want frame B. And I'll say what, while this is hanging off on the thread, cut it off, and then we know where it is. So we want 9B, which is this part here, and 10B as well, which is, so we want these two parts really. And then we also want part 11A as well. Which is this part here, right, that goes right at the very back. So this part goes in there. Let's get some glue on it. Then same goes I'm just going to do this a bit more because I mean in fact, if I can find a drill bit that actually that's big enough to go in there, I think I might. Which looks as if I might have found one already. So and then all we can do is just do that's better, right? And then that should go in there like so. Then yeah, so that one goes in there like so. So we can now put some glue on there. And so then what we can do, this is, and that is in effect our first piece glued in. So and then we can just do the same with this one at the back. There we go. Right, that's that all done. And then all we need to do now is to put on the front. And then the front bit of the cockpit goes in here, like so. If I just get my hand out of the way, I think it goes there. So what we'll do, I just wondered if there's actually a lip. No, there isn't. I'll tell you what we'll do. Come back to me, and then we'll come back to me, because then what we can do is get the pilot seats in. Okay, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we've got the pilot seats off now, so we can just put some glue on the bottom there. There's one. Because I think it might, having the pilot seats in, might actually hold this bit up. Okay, so what we can now do is get the other one on. And I'm just having a look at the outs. just having a look at the window, by the window outside, it looks pretty calm enough to go out and do some priming today. So yeah, that's actually gone down well. Right, now then, let's have a look. Let the dog see the rabbit, as my old man used to say. Because I think it goes there like so. And I think that might, if we stuck a bit of glue on the back of the pilot, on the back of the pilot seats, it might help to. Okay, so let's get some glue on this section. I'm just having a look at outside at the minute because it looks calm enough to actually go and do some priming today. But we'll see how it goes. That looks alright to me, I think. There. So there we go. Yeah, because I mean we've had Storm Ashley hit us today, so but it looks pretty calm from where I'm sitting to go outside and do some priming. Okay, now the next bits that we've got to get on are the control column, or the control columns, and the steering. Okay, so I'm looking at frame A. Let's get those on. So yeah, we're going to look at frame A to get those on. And I'm just looking to see what parts we need. For part 7, 5, 6 and 7. There we go. Right, I've got you. These are the sort of tiny little parts there that you can just see where my finger is. Okay, so I'll get these cut off, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we might be able to get them glued on. Okay, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we've got the really small parts now for the control column, and we're going to stick them on. First of all, we're going to stick on the control panels, so the control column wheel, the steering, and then You can leave that to set for a while. So just leave that to dry for a bit. Now I can bring this into play. And we can just see where that goes. There we go, that's in there. And we can now put some glue in place. Right, let's get some glue in to try and anchor that in. Just going to put some glue in underneath. Okay, right, that's not going to work. Trying to get that to stay so it's like a It's just like telling a little kit what to do, really, but there we go. It seems to be working now. Okay. So we've just got one last piece to get on, and I'm just going to straighten this bit up as well, because that looks as if it needs... Yeah, I think that's all done. I think we've got it in place. All right. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we want part 8B, which is now the control column. No, the control panel. And it's this part here. I can see that the control columns themselves are not going to stay put, so I'm not going to bother putting any more glue in. Unless they're meant to be like that, I don't know. Let's get the control column off and we'll get the thing primed, ready. Get the thing primed ready for part 2. In fact, I think we might be able to get step 2 done as well today, I think, but we'll see. I might just get the whole thing, get the inside primed and painted today as well, so we'll see how it goes. Get some glue on. I have to say this has actually gone together really well. Right. So there we go. We've got the control panel in. There's not much detail on this, so what I'll do is I'll go out and prime it. And I think that's it for step 1. I'm not putting the pilots in because I never put the pilots in anyway. I never put the pilots in anyway, so what I'll do is I'll just go take this outside, get it all primed, and maybe even get it painted as well. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay guys, well I've primed and painted the both the base plate and also the inside of the fuselage. So I've used Halford's grey primer for the primer coat. Just get that out of the way for a minute. And I've also used Vallejo hobby paints, which is something I had. Excuse me, which is something that I had to hand. Okay, for the interior. So that's what I've used for that. But also I'm going to use the AK Real Colours black marker pen just to go and paint. And I'm not even going to bother with the. So there you go. You can just see there. I'm just going to use that. Okay, so I'll put that up there for a minute so as I don't lose it. Right, now gonna look at getting the fuselage all together today as well, and hopefully it won't be. I'll get what I can done today on the fuselage as well. And so what we want now is to go and get some of the let's go and get the clear parts in. So because there's about 4 of them, so we'll get them out. Just need to go and find. There we go. Reach out over for them. So so we're going to get the clear parts off a minute, then we'll. Right. So I'm just going to make sure that I know what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to stick so there we go. So what we're going to do, I'll just use a bit of plastic magic. On there. Okay. There's one. When I come to actually paint the exterior, then I'll probably I'll use some mascal to just paint over the paint over the let's try this one a minute. That looks as if it might be the right piece to go. There's two other clear parts as well that needs to go on as well. that doesn't fit right. There's something wrong there. So just let go right. There we go. I think there we. Right, now there's one bit that needs, another bit that needs to go on. It's part 16. I think 16C, which I think has got to be one of these. Yeah. And for that, I think I might use a bit of contact to clear. I might just use a bit of contact to clear for that. So I'll be back. Excuse me, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, well I've got two smaller windows in the cockpit area now, so they're now glued in, and what we're going to do is just use a bit of, sorry about my phone, but we'll just use a bit of contact to clear, and that seems to have and I'll just put a bit more glue on this so that that tries clear anyway. And just need to position this one just a tiny bit. Well, this one seems to have got stuck to the bush. Well, seems we've got some on there. There we go. Right. Now I think we can start to think about getting the cargo area in, the cockpits of the cargo area in place. So what I've done is I've just filed away a bit of the edge of the cockpit area, and so that the glue's got somewhere to stick to. this is going to take an awful lot of glue, so I'm just going to stick one a bit down there. And just roll a bit in there. And I'll just roll a bit on the inside there. And I just want a bead there as well, just to make sure that that all sticks. Seems to be working all right. Now, there's one thing I forgot to do, and that is actually go and get the door on. Okay, so I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that all glued in now, so, and primed and painted as well. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, well I've got the parts all glued. So not glued, but just temporarily put in place. So what we'll do. So there we go, we got that in, and we can now leave that to just dry for a bit. I think that goes on like so. I just wonder whether if it's worth it, just because I'm not. It's not because I'm going to have the door closed anyway. There's no point in me just because I'm going to have the door closed anyway. So there's no point in me priming it and painting it, unless I decide I'm going to have it open. But I'm not. So. And it's getting dark anyway, so what we'll so do you know what? We'll just stick it on. We'll just get the knife out. So we just glue it in. Right, there we go. So now we can now start to think about putting the fuselage together. So okay, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, well, you can see that the fuselage is just temporarily being held together at the minute. So what we are going to do, we are going to put the fuselage together. So let's have a go, shall we? So we just put and I've got my frog tape at the ready, so for right, there we go. Let's see how well that sticks. Let's go over that way a bit. There we go, I think we got it. Right, got my frog tape at the ready now, because that's going to hold it all in place. So I'm just using this as a clamp, really, because it's no good for actually masking. It's actually no good for masking off for masking off for any paint. I'm actually quite surprised I got this far, to be honest with you, in one video. There you go. Right, that's the fuselage all put together. So one of the next bits to put in, and this is a really small part from there's a really small part from frame A. So let's get that out. There's a 20 part number 29. Ah, it's not. Yes. Or is it? I'm just having a look. 29A. think I've got it. It's one of these small parts here, but I can't see where it actually goes. It goes on the other. Yeah, it goes on the other side. It actually goes on the other side, and there's a hole for it as well. All right. All right, let's get it on, and then we'll. There we go. That's that. I'll just clean it up a bit. There we go. Well, that's that bit on. So unless there's a hole that we've got to drill for another part that actually goes on, I can't see a hole, so okay. Right, let's go and get the underside of the part of the underside of the fuselage on, and that's this big part here. And I think might just leave it there after today, I think, but we'll see how well we go. And that goes on there like so. This is actually, this seems to be quite an easy little kit, I think, to be honest with you. Right, okay. Let's go and get it all on, shall we? Okay, right. I'm just going through, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't. Well, it's come apart anyway, so. Right. Okay, right. Just gonna get me masking tape out a minute. And that's sticking out, so there. I knew the pair of tweezers were coming handy for that kind of thing. Right. There. Right, that's into place now. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, these two bits here where my fingers are the bits that we want next. Because so we'll cut off there's one, and so we'll give that a bit of a clean up, I think, and then just give it a bit of a clean up here. There. That's how that one goes. Now then. Right, that's how that one goes, like so. Get some that's in now, I think. Now it's just a question of just finding out how it fits. Because this has got to go in there. Well, I'll say what I'm going to do. I'll just give that a bit of a file down. See whether that goes in now. There we go, that's in. Right, so we can put some glue on that now. And the last piece of the puzzle for today is coming right up. It's these two parts here, so alright. Okay, there we go. So that's all ready to be glued. And that's all in there, and we can just stick some glue in on here. And then that just needs yeah, and that's it. And I'm going to call it a day for this video. Okay. Okay guys, well that is it for this video. Thanks ever so much for watching. I did not expect to get as far as putting the fuselage on today. So the original plan was to go and put the cockpit and then cargo area on today, and just leave it at that. But I didn't realise that I could actually get 2 steps done instead of just the one. So there you go. So anyway, part 2, we are going to get part 2. We're going to get the undercarriage done. Get that, but we'll also put the engines together as well. So so that will be that for part 2. And who knows, we might be able to get the whole thing finished. We might be able to get the whole thing finished very quickly. So so that's that. Anyway, now if you saw the Airfix top 10 video, you'll know that my that my Whitley Mark 5 is at number 1, and I said I'm more likely to do that one after this is finished. But this little beauty has now appeared on the scene, and I pre-ordered this back in January. It's now only arrived just a few days ago, so thank you DPD for delivering my package for me. Okay, so that's that. I don't know whether if I might do it or not. I don't know, but we'll see how well we do with this. Okay. So anyway, so in the meantime, guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Why don't you? And click subscribe. Hit the notification button as well, so that you can get more content from me, and also share and comment, share the video and also comment as well. In the meantime, guys, thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.